to be a teacher. And it changed my life. And that's all I ever really wanted to do, was be a teacher. I used to line my dollies up and teach them. And I want you to know, I was very rigorous. I don't think you did your homework last night. Always firm, but fair. By the time I graduated from high school, we didn't have the money for a college application, much less to pay for me to go to college. My brothers had gone into the military. That was their ticket forward. I was a high school debater. Any debaters in here? No. Okay. Good. Okay, good. We're kind of rare birds in this world. I was a high school debater. I got a scholarship. So that was going to be my path. And then I was so smart at 19. I got married to the first boy who proposed and dropped out of college. Judgment. Yeah, he was my first husband. So anyway, that didn't work out. But I actually thought I'd lost my chance. I thought that dream of being a teacher was just gone. There was no way I was going to get to do that because I'd given up my scholarship. And I had gone to work answering phones, following a little bit my mother's footsteps, when one of my coworkers told me about a commuter college nearby. Commuter college, no dorms, but a 4-year diploma. And it cost $50 a semester. Yeah, that was my chance. I hung on for dear life. And actually, I just want to say, I stand here today, the daughter of a janitor who ended up as a public school teacher, a college professor, and a United States Senator, because America invested in kids like me. And I'm grateful to that America. But here's the part that just kills me, Jillian. That opportunity is just not out there today in the same way. So let me make a couple of very specific pitches on what we need to do. The first one is we need to just look, some things take resources. We need to put more money into our public colleges, universities, and technical training so that we bring down the price. So that's part one, okay? Nobody should have to take on debt in order to graduate from college or from a technical school. But the second part I want to mention, you're a little young for this part, but right now in America, there are about 45 million Americans dealing with student loan debt. There is 150, I want you to think about this. I want to say this the right way. No, there is 1.5, I'll get my decimals in the right place, 1.5 trillion dollars in outstanding student loan debt. There is so much student loan debt today that is running at such a high interest rate that every year some kids pay off, some new kids borrow, but the snowball itself grows by $100 billion a year. What kind of a country says to young people, you need a post-high school education, but good luck, you're on your own? This is becoming one of the biggest divides in our country. You know, we talk about income inequality right now in America. We talk about a more unequal society. Take a look at what's happening on student loan debt. 70% of young people have to borrow money to go to school, and 30% don't. And here's the trick from the United States government. Back when I was a kid, the United States government subsidized student loans. Today, the United States government is on target to make tens of billions of dollars annually in profits off the backs of young people who have to borrow in order to go to school. Think about that. That's like saying if you're rich, the cost of college is this much, but if you have to borrow money, the cost of college is this much. And it has become a burden that is crushing young people. Let's do macroeconomics again for just 1 minute. We are now watching the data that young people are not moving out of their parents' homes at the ages that we would expect. They are not getting their own apartments. They are not buying homes. They are not starting their own small businesses. These are numbers we should be able to track. And what is the principal reason? Student loan debt. Young people who can't do the startups, they're willing to live on ramen noodles, but they still gotta make that nut, right? They gotta pay those student loan bills, and that means they gotta take a regular job. Can't be out there, can't take that flyer at 26. We are crushing an entire generation of young people. So I want you to know this about me. You sent me down to Washington just a little over 6 years, or a little under 6 years from right now. Okay, 6 years from this November. Yay! I'm glad you did. Thank you. So what was my very first bill? Very first bill. My first bill was to reduce the interest rate on student loans. It was a very simple bill. It was very straight. It's a little cheeky because the percentage I picked is I said young people borrowing money to go to college, or who've already borrowed to go to college, student loans should be able to refinance to the same rate that giant, too big to fail banks are borrowing money from the Federal Reserve. Our kids are worth that investment. Now, this story has good news and bad news. I put this bill in. You know how many people helped me with that? How many co-sponsors I had?
0.
Yeah, 0. Because nobody wanted to talk about student loan debt. Nobody thought it was a big deal. Nobody thought it mattered. And I just kept banging on it, and banging on it, and banging on it. And finally, got a vote. Got every single Democrat to vote in favor of it. Actually got 3 Republicans to vote in favor of it. It wasn't enough. It's back, I had a filibuster. We were still a little bit short. But here's the difference. Today, we actually are out here fighting for student loans. We haven't been able to change it. I get it. I've gotten some little pieces about student loan debt forgiveness. I've gotten some pieces in about for-profit colleges and been able to it's kind of working around the edges at it. But we now have an entire political party, Democrats, who are committed. Put us back in power, give us the power in Washington, and we will bring down the student loan debt, and we will bring down the cost of college. We will do that.